A lot of baggage, I guess, that comes with it. A lot of like after road trips, you got to bring the luggage in. A lot of rookie treatment. Is it the same in the NBA?
Oh yes, of course. I mean, it's just tradition, right?
Okay.
I mean, for me, I got the donuts, the coffee.
Did you?
I remember one time I was just grocery shopping and I just remember like, oh, I got to bring the donuts, right? So I ended up getting donuts from the grocery store, right? And I come to practice the next day and the teammates are looking at me like, yo, what is this? I'm like, this the donuts, right? They're like, no, we need Krispy Kreme. Oh, I didn't know it was like, okay, a certain kind. I didn't know how big Krispy Kreme was because I'm not a donut guy, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, in Flint we had Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
but we didn't have a Krispy Kreme, so that was like super popular in the donut world. Krispy Kreme
still is, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and so it was like I had to leave practice to go get the right donuts.
No
and
way.
Bobby Fields was like, these are pretty good. Like Bobby Fields, I think is the only one that ate them. and I had to go get Krispy Kreme.
You got to get coffee too?
Coffee, yeah, whatever they prefer, So I'm in a coffee, donuts.
Who pays for that? I guess you're making a shitload of money. You don't care about the paying for it. It's not that expensive.
Yeah, I pay for it.
So it comes out of the rookie. That's hilarious.
But and then what's crazy about that is like, fast forwarding to, the aftermath of doing all of those things, you get the luggage.
Yeah.
You got to take the players' luggage to their hotel room when you land, But the great part about that is when it's time to go out at nighttime,
yeah,
you ain't coming out your pockets.
Oh, I like that. That's a good. I like that.
So all the rookies do all that good stuff. It's gonna pay off at nighttime.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, because it's crazy. They give you their per diem. Yeah, like all the veterans split because it was 3 of us, so they split it up between the 3 of us. And like when we went out west for like 10 days, we got like two grand in your pocket
for just like meal, like food money.
Yeah, just food money.
How does it work with room service in the hotel? Do you have to pay the room service bill, or is it covered by the team?
Yeah, you have to pay that. That's what the per diem is for.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Depending on how you don't have to eat in the hotel. You can go out and eat, right?
Yeah, but $2,000, that's a lot of money.
I mean,
for food.
But it's for the 10 days, right?
Okay.
Because it's the West Coast trip, I think.
Okay.
I think it was like $185 per day. I think it was.
That's still a good amount of money.
It's probably higher than that now, though. I'm pretty sure all those numbers changed.
Is there teams in the NBA that, it's definitely like that in hockey. Some teams are treated better than other teams in the NHL. Is it like that in the NBA, like food on the plane, like you said when you played for Chicago?
I think every team has that.
Every team's even?
Every team has, food on the plane.
But like types of food, like is it steak and lobster? Like it's the top of the line?
Yeah, I believe it's everything. Because I was in Charlotte, right? We had that. And then in Chicago, it's the same thing.
Same thing? Yeah. And you probably talked to other guys on the team.
I think that just comes with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, there's no way. Like, everybody's rich. So
yeah,
one team can't be treated better than the other. I don't believe so, but
yeah. Do you think that now LeBron's in LA that any like special treatments going on in LA? Is he this?
Yeah, the cheapest ticket is $734. There's no $89, $99 no more, no $58 tickets no more, $10 like the nosebleeds are like $734.
That's ridiculous. Like the average consumer can't.
So you can imagine what the floor seats are.
Yeah, well, season tickets. Like aren't floor seats just like season tickets? Like you can't buy them individually, can you?
Well, you can, depending on like
who you are.
If a season ticket holder doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not going to attend that game, right?
You ever
sell it to somebody else?
You ever like in hockey, there's boards, so you can't talk to anyone who's sitting right down by the ice. In basketball, people that are sitting on the floor, is there any conversation that goes on between when you're playing and people that are on the floor? I was watching a documentary once about a guy that bought season tickets to the Lakers, and he's been there forever.
Right.
Sits kind of close to who's the actor there, Jack Nicholson. Anyways, he says the best part about sitting courtside is the fact that you get to be part of the game. You kind of have an outcome of the game because you can chirp the players. Yeah. You can do things like that. Is anything like that?
It's the best seat in the house, but for the most part, it depends on like if you're the visiting team. You're gonna have the hecklers, guys talking, fans talking trash. For the most part. Other than that, like you meet, like that's how I met all the actors. I just walk right up to them because they're right there, right?
Yeah.
I got a uniform on.
Yeah.
I got access.
You got
to
access.
him. Yeah, I can go right up to him. Hey, such and such, boom, I'm a fan of you, boom. So yeah, like that's crazy about the front row. It's up close and it's personal. Like the players will walk right by you.
So sick.
Yeah, you might get a high five, you might get a headband, wristband.
Where are the worst chirps coming from? What city? I'm guessing Philadelphia.
Philly, yeah.
Why?
We got a guy. Actually, there's a heckler there that he only heckles you during timeouts, right? He has like a little chalkboard with stuff written on there. And I remember the one time when I was with Charlotte and he was on Derek Coleman talking about the cheesecake. Like, how many cheesecake have you eaten? Like, every time out, it's something different on there. And he just stands there. He'll yell your name. If he's talking about you, he'll yell your name. And you pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Because he's that loud.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to love it. Like, I like that type of stuff.
Do you like playing in hostile environments where cities like that where you were getting chirped? Kobe always said he loved playing away.
That's what I feel too.
Yeah.
Because that gets you up. I mean, just like in college, I remember when I was in junior college, one game we played, right? And when our lineup was about to be introduced, everybody picked up papers and started reading the paper. And I was like, what? Like, I'd never seen that before. And
That's
it's just
cool.
crazy. They yell your name when you're on the free throw line. I love that.
What do you think the biggest difference was between college and pro basketball? Travel, money management?
Mostly travel. You know, it's more of a business.
Yeah.
You know, it's way more with the NBA than, you know, college. I mean, college, you show up, go home. NBA, you got to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Interviews, autographs.
Yeah.
You know, it's more of a business, right?
You got to was it ever frustrating when you're in the NBA and like you lose and you just don't want to talk to media and then you got to talk to media?
No,
Is that frustrating for you?
I don't think it's frustration. I think it's like, that's just a part of it. That's just a part of the process, right? The media.
Yeah.
Like, there's no not talking to them.
You have to talk.
When you win, you talk to them. You talk good to them when you win, right? Same thing. When you lose, you still have to do that.
Is it in the contract that you have to talk to them?
I don't believe so. I'm not sure about that part. Because I've always did. Like, I don't think I've ever had a teammate that wouldn't talk to the media.
I just know in some cities there's guys in the media world that would write like false stories and would piss people off or players off. There was a rumor with Cousins. He was playing for San Antonio at the time. Not San Antonio, Sacramento. And there was things where he just didn't want to talk to the media anymore. And the NBA was like, no, you have to talk to the media. It's in your contract. I was just always curious about that.
Maybe it is. I mean, if they would say that.
Yeah, but some players.
They're there, so I believe. I mean, maybe it is.
Is there a media guy that travels with you on the plane everywhere? Like Chicago Bulls have their own media guy and he like comes with you everywhere? Yeah. That's cool.
That's how you get your team stories and updates and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. They come apart with the travel. Yeah.
I want to talk about Michigan, where you're from again. I remember last time we were talking about that and I was just so fascinated about, you know, your upbringing and how you made it to where you made it to.
Right.
Talking about like people, as soon as you made it, like did people come out of the woodworks and try to talk to you and try to get things from you and was there anything like that goes on? Because as soon as you start making money, obviously people want to be attached to you. Was there anything like that around you?
No, I didn't have that because, like I said, the way I grew up, right, most of my friends were street guys.
So explain.
So meaning like they were street hustlers, you know, drug dealers.
Yeah.
So for you know, money was never an issue really, right? So when I made it, it was more of a
congratulations.
Congratulations, and more of a what can we do? My thing was, and then other than the street guys, you know, some of them was rappers too.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, my thing was, my way of trying to, you know, get back and help my guys out was through the music. That's when I had the music labels. We already had like the Dayton Family and MC Breed, and you know, I was trying to get, because I'm a crazy hip hop head, so I was trying to do that, like basketball and do the rap thing, like me not be a rapper, but
help other guys that have
a label.
Well, you know, like with drug dealers, don't drug dealers desire to make like legal money though? Like if you're making like a lot of money, that's, you know,
because that's a short fantasy. that's
Okay.
not gonna last. That's not gonna last long.
Exactly.
Because that lifestyle is dangerous. Like you can't even trust the person next to you.
Really?
Because jealousy, that's kind of like why the crazy stuff happens in the streets. Jealousy, like you got different neighborhoods that'll come to a whole different neighborhood and try to take over that neighborhood, like drug territory, like gangs. Like I've seen all that. Like I can be walking to the store and you'll see a car going slow, right? Next thing you know, bullets ringing out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and they know who they're shooting at.
How?
Because they probably the color they got on.
Wow.
And the dangerous thing about gang banging is you don't know who coming for you. Like you don't know.
You got to look in all directions.
You know what I'm saying? Other than the people you know, like know, but you don't know the other side.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that that's the easiest, quickest way to be out of here. Gang,
Yeah.
because you're stuck in your own comfort. You can't go nowhere.
Wow.
My schools was like that. Gang, different sides of the town going to one school. You saw the project boys, and then you got we pretty much went to schools on their turf, like on their side, coming from the north side, because most of, like the middle schools and the high schools was right next to each other. So if you went to Whittier Middle School, Central High School was like right next to that.
Wow.
So and that's the south side.
I think what amazes me about all that is just how you're able to stay focused on basketball. Like that's so many distractions, so many things that are pulling you in the wrong direction, and somehow you're just able to focus on a sport. I think that's what amazes me about it, because there's things in my life that distract me on a day-to-day basis.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had to be smart. I was very smart. I watched, what not to do. You
learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah, like if I see that car, if it's nighttime and I see that car creeping, I'm running.
Yeah.
I've ran plenty of times. Some of my friends would just laugh, like, "What you running for?" I'm like, "Man, you never know."
Wow,
It's nighttime. They think we could be who they thought they was, who they was looking for.
Yeah.
But we could be somebody. We just kids, but we out here when
Wow.
the gangbangers are out here. It's nighttime, late night. Like the hours I'm outside, you supposed to have been in the house. You know what I'm saying? We hanging out that late to where we could be identified as that, but we're not that. But that's why I'm running, because people don't know that. It's dark.
I guess growing up in that environment, you just become so aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, you have to be.
You must be. Anyways, that's unbelievable. You said music. I know you're friends with Lil Wayne. Did you listen to the Carter 5?
Oh, of course.
What do you think of it?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
What's your favorite song on it?
Open Letter.
I'm trying to think of what one that is. Mine's the last one, Let It All Work Out.
Oh yeah. I like that one too.
That's a
Then
good
he got
one.
Reginae. He got his daughter on there.
His daughter's on there?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, famous.
That's his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Good to know.
Yeah.
No, it was a good
He got
album.
his mother on there for the first time. It's the first time she's ever been on this album.
Oh, at the beginning there.
Yeah, when she's talking throughout, certain intros.
Yeah.
Especially when she was saying that she never asked him what really happened with the gun situation.
Yeah, it was
She say that on there. And
Wasn't it
that's
like
when and then that's when I think it's after that intro, and then I think that's when Let It All Work Out comes on.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Because didn't he say that it was an attempted suicide? The
He
gun?
actually tried to. Yeah,
But
I thought it was an accident.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, he told people it was an accident.
Yeah, he did, but I didn't know that. I really listen to music, right?
No.
I listen to music, right? So, I learned a lot. I didn't know the whole situation where the cops, the black cops walked over, stepped over him, and the white cop was like, "What the fuck y'all doing? Y'all don't see him laying right there with a hole in his chest?" And then he grabbed him and was like, a white cop, you know what I'm saying? Which that's crazy. I didn't know that. you got to listen to the music.
There's people that don't listen to the music. I'll admit I'm one of them. Sometimes I don't listen.
Yeah, like this, like Lil Wayne been doing this for so long. Like, I've listened to him from day one.
What's he like as a guy? I know you said you hosted a block party for them in New Orleans, I think you said.
Oh well, we had this was in 99, my rookie year that summer after the season.
Yeah.
I had a birthday party in Flint.
Yeah.
And they all came down and we turned it into a concert party type of thing. And yeah.
So what's he like as a guy?
Oh, he cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he cool.
In 99, was he able to afford courtside and like sit courtside and watch you play?
Oh, you know, that was on me.
Oh, you put him up.
Oh yeah.
Good for you.
Hospitality. Yeah, that's another thing Paxton didn't like about me.
Yeah.
So I hung out with more rappers than I did than my teammates. I said, well, first of all, most of my teammates are teenagers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't like
relate
the stuff I'd be doing, and you know the things I'd be around. They shouldn't be around that. You know, rap stuff.
Yeah.
They're teenagers.
Do you think that had an effect?
They should be in the gym. You know.
Yeah. Do you think that had an effect on your relationship with some of your teammates?
Not really.
No.
I think it was more just John Paxson.
Yeah.
I think he more have had a problem with it. I mean, come on, this is the hip hop era. They like Tyson Chandler, Eddie Curry, Crawford, like they're hip hop heads as well. So
Eddie Curry is?
Yeah, Eddie Curry.
Steph's dad.
Huh?
Is that Steph's dad?
No, Eddie Curry.
I don't know. I'm thinking
talking about Dell Curry.
I'm thinking of Dell. Okay.
Yeah, I played against his daddy. I think he was with Toronto.
Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he played. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He was with Toronto then, because he was with Charlotte. I think he left Charlotte the year I got there.
What's the deal when you come in from Chicago from the States to come play in Canada through customs? Do you still have to go through the airport, or does
you go through customs.
You go through customs?
Yeah.
But you have to actually like go in the airport, or is like
You actually go in like where everybody go in at.
Do they check everyone's bags and stuff like
They
that?
do all that.
Even if you're a professional player.
Same treatment. And I remember Derek Coleman. He had got into a car accident, right?
Yeah.
That time he got into that car accident, I don't think they let him in.
Why not?
Because he had a DUI.
You get the Dewey.
Yeah, they don't play that.
Apparently, Canadian customs is tough to get into from the States.
Yeah, they go back to like, and I remember when I went to Caravana.
Yeah.
For the first time in Toronto, like a few years back, and they held me for like 3 hours.
For what?
Just asking me about just background stuff that
Michigan stuff.
They saw my background, so and they probably just wanted to just had questions. And it just so happens that what it is like any criminal activity that you had in your past, it has to outdate their year system here.
Do you know how many years it is?
I think it has to be like, was it 5? I think it's 5 to 8 or something like that. I don't remember. It has to be at least 5 years old.
Okay.
And that happened to me back way long ago.
The Game was supposed to have a concert here like 4 or 5 years ago when he couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Flew all the way into Halifax, couldn't get in.
Background.
And then had to leave.
Yeah. Depending on what it is.
Oh, the higher
they have
charge.
the right to just make turn you right around. You can't do nothing about it.
Terrible.
Yeah, so they serious about that.
Are you able to travel now with weed on planes because it's legal? Or are you not allowed to travel with it now?
I think it's just through LA, right? But
I mean like out of Canada though.
Oh, hell, I don't think so.
I thought you were. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no.
Because it's legal now, and I thought you were allowed to travel with up to 30 grams. I don't know.
I don't think. But I think it has to be legal where you're leaving and going to.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah. But if you're traveling within Canada, then I think it's legal. But yeah.
Yeah. So
if you're going to the States, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I think if you go from like here to LA, I think you can. But like if you go from here to like somewhere else,
Milwaukee,
right? I don't think it's.
Yeah. That's incredible with the whole legalization of marijuana. I'm interested to see what kind of effects that has on professional sports. Because who's the guy that just got traded to New England, the wide receiver who's in Cleveland? Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And he had troubles with weed, got suspended, things like that. it'll be interesting to see if professional sports, you know, hockey and basketball, whatever, football, if they're starting to allow it, because it's becoming more mainstream. People are, you know, everyone smokes it. Politicians, doctors.
I think it's just a part of like people's upcoming.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like everybody has their vice, right? Everybody does something. You drink, you smoke, you whatever your vice is, right?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes, because it could happen. It could be allowed. There's never really problems with it in hockey, though. You never hear anything like that. Hockey's
because I mean, it's not like, I mean, you're not gonna be out here doing nothing crazy.
Yeah,
it's not like, it's not cocaine.
You're just gonna watch a movie, need some food.
Not gonna be selling shit, right?
Yeah.
try to buy weed.
Yeah, it's just legal. It's fine. So yeah,
I mean, it's just a money market machine, right? I think they made 500,000 in one day.
Canada's gonna be rich.
Yeah, so like that lets you know that it's more people doing it than you think when you see numbers like that.
Well, did you see our video that we did? We went down there.
I saw that. Yeah.
So we went down.
I seen you down there.
In the lineup, there was not politicians, but like there's guys in suits, you know, family men.
Just a everyday. It's a relaxation type of thing, right? It's not serious like that.
No. But I was amazed at the people who were in the lineup. Just
I bet you were.
A mixed group.
More older than you believe, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
A mixed group of people, just all walks of life in the line. It was kind of cool to see. It was really interesting.
Yeah, like people went to jail for like selling weed.
I think Trudeau.
Serious time.
Yeah, I think Trudeau said he's going to let some people out.
Oh, you have to once it's legal. I mean, that's just the law, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in there for that, it's coming off.
He said, I think anything under 30 grams or something like that, we'll be releasing you or something. I don't know. I shouldn't talk about it because I'm not 100% sure on the facts. Anyways, man, how's Newbridge going?
Oh, it's going good.
Yeah?
You know, we're trying to start the juniors program January.
Okay.
There's a tournament in March. Halifax Prep is doing, so hopefully I can have a little squad together and, you know, get into that.
Yeah. You like inspiring the youth?
Oh yeah, I'm training kids right now.
Yeah.
And I've gotten them better in just a couple weeks. Improved their shot. They're making teams now that they didn't make in the past. So that's always good to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, just teaching them just proper mechanics, you know. Follow through. Biggest thing is holding their follow through.
Yeah.
You know, and squaring up to the rim when they shoot, feet facing the rim. Just little things.
Are fundamentals big at
arch on the ball, huh?
Are fundamentals big at a stage like that when you're younger?
Yes.
Is that all?
You can't practice. You can't develop having bad mechanics.
Mm-hmm. If one person doesn't have the skills that you would have, though, like you were gifted with all the athletic ability.
Yes, that's just the part, the athleticism. You can still be a basic player and still be a problem.
Okay.
Like Kyrie, he's little. Got skills. He got the proper mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Feet work. Jumper, hold his follow through.
He's got it all.
It's just the little things.
Do you find
but you got to be disciplined and do it every time. Because I tell my kids over and over. You know, they hear me saying it every time. So we'll get to a point now, like we have competitive drills, right? So it's like whoever gets to 7 first. You know, or we'll go to 12 and things like that, and that's just more repetition, more shots, just to get them used to doing it the right way, right? Because you got to do it over and over and over every day. You know, same thing over and over. You know, and I just go to I go to certain practices around the town, right? And the last little practice I was at, you know, kids think that conditioning drills is a punishment. That's part of the game. What you think you're going to be doing when you're in the game? You're going to be running up and down, well, so you got to practice doing that.
Cardio.
That's cardio. That's not a punishment.
Yeah.
That's a part of the process. You have to have stamina. You have to be in shape to be able to go up and down, up and down, up and down, and also do what you like to do and do what you have to do. That takes stamina. So all those suicides, that's not a punishment. That's part of the process.
Yeah.
You got to be in shape.
Do you find kids are having trouble with discipline at this stage of life, the millennial generation, not even millennial, I don't even know what the generation you're teaching is called.
I mean, I haven't been around them enough to even know that, but
no,
like the last session I was at, practice I was at, you know, the coach told them that, you know, they had to do like, I think it's called a 40-second drill. I think they had to do suicides in 40 seconds or whatever, and the way they reacted to that, it was amazing. It was like everyone actually pouted, turned around, faced the wall, and put their head down. I said, wait a minute, does that mean everybody's in timeout? Like, what's that? They was just pouted. Oh, come on, coach. And like, no, you can't do that. That's like bad. Like bad body language. Like, you got to do that.
What would happen if you did that when you were that age and just pouted?
Probably you got to send out the gym.
They just send you out.
You must not want to be here. You can leave.
Can you do that anymore?
Huh?
Can you do that anymore? Can you send a kid out of the gym?
Nah.
You can't?
I don't think nowadays.
No,
it's just a different era right now. Like, it's different now, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how serious it was. Because you can't, you can't waste people's time.
No.
You know, we here to get better. Take all the information and
and
put it
go
out
with
there
it
and do it.
Did you have anyone when you were younger that maybe like one in particular person that really helped craft your game?
Not really.
So how'd you learn?
I just watched.
You watched.
And I played. Like the thing about me is I grew up playing older people, like older guys, young all the way up. So,
made you tougher.
Yeah. So and I took a lot of what they was doing and just added it to my game. Like, I got guys from my era that I came up with that were 100% pros, could play in the NBA, but it's just the way that the course of life you have to take. They couldn't make it out.
It's interesting you say that, the course of life. Some people can't make the NBA, but they're good enough to make it.
Yeah, it's just the process, right? Going through school, actually, staying out of trouble in that type of environment that you're growing up in. That's the downfall part. Like, that's the hard part.
The easy part's playing.
Yeah, the easy part is playing. Yeah, that's why you hear so many stories about certain players that coulda, shoulda, but they didn't. That's what happens. They couldn't make it out the ghetto, out the neighborhood, but they got all the talent in the world. Same as, Earl the Manigault. You heard those stories.
Yeah.
I could jump and take quarters off the top of the backboard. That's crazy. Yeah. But his course of life he couldn't.
And I think that's what fascinates me. And I think the reason why it fascinates me is because I know I'll never go through it. I know things that I know I'll never do fascinate me for some reason. And I just think it's a crazy story. But for so many people to have the skill set to be able to do it and then just not go to the NBA, it's just sad.
Yeah,
it's just sad.
It's getting out of the neighborhood.
So if you can make it out of the neighborhood and you have the skill set, you can do it.
And then sometimes when you do make it, you go back home and they hate you.
Why would they hate you?
That's the craziest thing. I never understood that, and it happens.
Jealous of success?
Yeah, because they're so used to coming up taking, and there's like different kinds of people, right? You got thieves, carjackers, people that steal and rob for a living. Just like drug dealers sell drugs for a living, you got people that take for a living. So while you're being successful, there's takers, right? So yeah, I've had plenty of those situations. You be riding down the street in my Bentley and dudes talking smack. They know better though. So
what would they say to you?
I mean, just talking shit. Just, you keep riding through here, we gonna take that. Or like, man, like, no. That ain't happening. I'm too respected where I'm from. Like, I grew up, never taking from nobody, never owing nobody nothing. I got my own on my own. I Never took nothing from nobody. So I should be able to come back home when I want to and be allowed to move how I want to, and I do.
How often do you go back home?
I try to go back every summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Michigan like in the summer?
It's warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever go to any football games?
No, I don't really do too many public things.
No?
Yeah, it's too small.
Really?
Yeah, people be playing too much. You still got takers in the world.
Wow. Really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Of course it did. You got like open carry in my city now.
That's terrifying.
Like it been that though. Like dudes been.
So that doesn't bother you?
No, it's been like that.
So you can just walk down the street with a gun. Just
yeah. If you, I mean, like you can have a license now. It's open carry. You look like a cop out there.
So if it were up to you, would you not? Do you mind, or
what?
Like if it were up to you to be, if you were a lawmaker, would you be like, all right, everyone's allowed to carry guns, or would you say no one's allowed to carry guns?
I mean,
or it's too
like the world it's too much jealous and too much hate in the world to not have some kind of protection.
Wow.
Like that's that's the main reason you supposed to have it. It's just for self-protection. But then you got ones that have them that go do other stuff with them, right? And the wrong thing. So it makes the ones that have it for the right reason, it makes them look crazy now, because you got the ones that have it with the wrong reason doing the wrong stuff. So that's how it be.
Are you able to identify the two types of people that have guns that are there for stealing and there for protection?
Oh, of course.
How are you able to identify those people?
I mean, you just know.
You get a sense?
Yeah. I know when something's off.
See, that's that
all the time.
That's that third sense that people can't relate to.
You just can tell. They stand out.
But that's my question. How do they stand out? Like, how do you know that?
They stand out. Like you just know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just know.
You just know. It's a weird sense. Like that. Like how they say. Like they say. What they say. A women's inner tuition. Like they be knowing. They be knowing
if you're cheating or something. Yeah,
it's the same shit. They like you have that sense.
Yeah,
coming up like that. Yeah, because you had to have a crazy sense of awareness of your surroundings.
Do you think
and knowing where to stay away from?
Do you think that helped in your basketball career? Your sense of awareness?
Oh yeah.
On the floor, offensive, defensive zone, where people are around you.
Yeah, I'm very detailed. Like I'm very detailed.
Because if you think about it, if you're in the defensive zone, someone's behind you in your peripheral, you can't really see them.
Right.
Is that accurate?
It's because that's why I got a lot of my shots from on the baseline, because you can't see me back there. I'm in the back of the defense.
Interesting.
You swiveling. I'm just watching you swivel. I'm watching your head swivel because you're doing this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then once somebody cuts, like especially in the zone, like in college, a lot of teams run zone, right? So I should just run baseline to baseline, side to side.
Yeah.
And just time it to where when someone cuts to the basket,
yeah,
I'm going to fill his spot on that side, because the guy that's on the swivel, you got to take him now because he's cutting. And then I go to the corner.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah, just replacing the cutter, right?
Yeah, I find that very interesting. How you're able to relate real life situations to a defensive basketball zone.
Oh yeah, you gotta be very aware of what's going on.
Do coaches ever get mad if you want to block someone and you don't go up to block them because you're going to be on a poster? Do they ever get pissed? Is that ever a situation? If you just don't, if you're looking out for yourself and you just don't want to look like an idiot.
Well, when I got to Charlotte, we had a no dunk rule.
What?
Yeah, meaning you ain't nobody dunking. You gonna shoot 2 free throws. Putting you down on the ground.
Oh, so no one was allowed to dunk on you?
No, ain't no dunking out here. We the only team that's doing the dunking. Anybody come in here, it's gonna be a foul. Look at Anthony Mason. What you gonna do with that gorilla?
What a rule! No dunk policy.
That's who got my back. Guys like that. Anthony Mason, LD Campbell, Derek Colvin. Yeah, we fouling hard. That's just what the era was when I was playing.
Yeah.
They not letting me come in there.
What'd you think of the fight the other day between Rondo and Paul? That's kind of your era. There was a couple punches thrown.
Yeah, but
it's just one fight.
I mean, you got to look at the characters of the two players, right? Chris Paul, not that type of guy.
He's not.
You know what I mean?
But
Rondo, he's not gonna come. Like, I can understand why. Like, because the type of guy he is. Like, if Rondo spit in his face, his first reaction. Most people I know, you wouldn't have got a finger pointed in your face and punches coming off the rip. Like, there's no pushing in the face and then seeing what's gonna happen. Nah, blows right off the top. You know what I mean? But Chris Paul, being who Chris Paul is, the type of person he is, NBA been great to him. He's been great to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? He's on a certain platform to where he can't react like that.
He's smart.
Yeah. So he's gonna push you. He's gonna do that.
That's interesting.
And then if it gets heated, then he'll react like how he should react. Like he should have reacted in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. But he's a good guy like that. Rondo, I don't really know Rondo like that.
No. Oh, I've seen him in interviews get feisty with reporters before.
Yeah, I know Chris Paul, and he's a great guy, like all around.
Is he?
Loyal dude, like
family guy.
Yeah, family guy. Like, so I knew his reaction wasn't gonna be like mine would have been.
Yeah. Did you ever get into any scuffles in the NBA? Anything?
Zero.
No. Kept to yourself.
No, just because my background.
So the respect is there.
Yeah, so it was, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't, you know what I mean? And I wasn't a big trash talker.
Why not?
I just never was. I'm just out here to put buckets up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I never really talk trash.
What about when people talk trash to you? Do you say anything back, or you're just, man, whatever?
It just made me play defense harder.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool. Most people wouldn't.
I might say something if I dunk or something, like, you know what I mean? If I dunk on you, I might say something to you.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was quiet on the court. Just a silent killer, You're
just there to do your job.
Yeah, laugh and have fun.
Most people wouldn't have that reaction, though. Most people would let other people get under their skin and say something back.
They'd be like, man, say something, man.
Yeah.
You got 50.
You just say nothing.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm just in a different world. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just where I come from. Like, I'm just in a different world. I don't even think about that.
Were there any times where you kind of just sat back?
I'm just more in a happy mindset. Like, I'm at peace. You know what I mean?
You made it.
Yeah, I'm just on the court, period. Like, I don't even think about that stuff.
That was my question. Was there any ever points where you're just kind of there and you're just like, how the hell did I make it here? Like, what? Like, man, how is this possible?
I used to always think that.
You ever like pray and just be like, thank you, like, thank you for.
Yeah, I always, like, I know God and He know me. Like, I grew up. We grew up going to church and doing all that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Church every Sunday?
Yeah, until the drug epidemic came. That kind of like shut everything down,
In Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh.
We was in church.
Do professional sports teams have like pastors that come?
Yeah, they have chapel.
And they pray? How does that work?
I don't think I've ever been in one.
But like a pastor,
it's like before the game. I think I'm pretty sure there is.
And they'll just pray before the game. They go out.
Yeah,
I know for some hockey teams, it's every Sunday. Like if a team has a Sunday practice, a pastor will come in and like they'll all just pray together like once a week or something like that.
Yeah.
I love relating other sports to one another. I love learning about basketball and relating it to hockey and football.
Right. Yeah.
Because like I said, just not aware of things that go on in the basketball world.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah, basketball is like that's the best sport to me.
Have you ever been to a hockey game live? Have you ever been to a Moosehead game?
Yeah, I have.
You like it?
It was crowded. I was like, wow.
Well, that's good.
It was crazy.
When?
That was the first year I signed here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think it was like one of the first games.